Greek writing found in Tibet dating back to 10,000 BC. Aliens, a strange race, or just a myth? And how is Greek writing involved? For 52 years, a strange story has fascinated those who love mysteries. The story, in 1938, a Chinese archaeologist, Chi Pu-Te, investigates a cave complex on the Sino-Tibetan border. He discovers many graves of people with a maximum height of 1.30 meters and abnormally large heads. In each grave, there's also metal discs about 30 centimeters in diameter with a hole in the center, and various representations that reminded the movements of the planets. We're talking about the Dropa people, the Dropa discs of these stranded extraterrestrials on Earth. In 1958, Chum Un Nui, another Chinese archaeologist, takes out the stones of the Dropas, as the discs were called, from the warehouse where they were kept, and tries to decipher what is written on them, in some cases with letters reminiscent of the Greek alphabet. 4 years later, he publishes his conclusion. The discs describe the story of the Dropas, aliens who crash-landed on Earth in a spaceship they failed to repair, and they tried to coexist with the Tibetans living in an area, but the locals persecuted them because of their unusual form. The scientific world of China hates the archaeologist who exiles himself to Japan, where he dies a few years later. However, the Russians are requesting the discs from the Chinese for further study. Chemical analysis indicates large amounts of cobalt and other metals in the composition of these Dropa discs, these stones. The discs are returned to China, where in 1974 an Austrian scientist studies them. When he asks to see them again in 1994, the records have gone missing, and the director of the museum who had shown them to him 20 years ago went missing as well. Science fiction scenario? The above story becomes one of the favorites of mystery lovers every now and then. However, as it turns out, this is just a science fiction scenario. The latest version has added the visit of an archaeologist named Evans to the Tibetan mountain in 1947, where he met a tribe of very short people who told him that they were descended from an alien race and that in 1014 AD they were forced to stay on Earth forever because their spaceship crashed. But exactly who this Evans was has never been known, nor is there anywhere a photograph he supposedly took on his trip to the Himalayas of a pair of very short people, as there are no stones of the Dropas anywhere. Those who claim that the story is true insist that the record exists. It's just that the tyranny of China's communist regime has disappeared them, and those who regard it as the figment of some imaginative mind have to say that Chun Nui is not even a Chinese name, and that however much they searched, they never found a manuscript with his signature, nor did they discover in the archives of any of the museums where the discs hosted evidence of their existence. As for the tribe's name, Dropa, the Tibetan word means loneliness, and by extension, those who live alone in the deserts. And as the only evidence that the Dropa stones actually exist are two photos taken by the Austrian scientists in 1974, but in which no hieroglyphs are visible. Instead, they look very similar to the Han Dynasty B discs from 3000 BC. Maybe, after all, the Dropa tribe and their stones are just the transfer of some ancient legend to today. This I've translated from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.